Good evening, everybody. Let's see. Doc Skinner here with 1028 Live. It's 3:10 in the morning. Luckily, I didn't wrinkle my shirt. I was able to put it back on. I'm not able to sleep very well. And let's see. Bring this over here. See what I'm doing. Whoops. Multiple screens. There we go. Okay, just get this set up. I'm going to pull up the chat window. See if it'll let me do that. Oops. There we go. Oh, crap. I'm on the wrong thing. Wrong window. Oh, boy. Wrong window. How do I do this? There we go. All right, I was looking for the chat window. All right, so if anybody wants to jump in. Okay, so I'm going to show a video from December 1st. It's from plaintruth.info. Okay, I'm not going to play any audio. I'm just going to show the imagery because I'm going to ask some questions and I want to hear your thoughts. So I'm going to share the screen. It should have me in the top corner. There's that. Share. Okay, here we go. It is sharing, isn't it? There we go. Right? Okay. So this is at plaintruth.info. Full credit. This is for educational purposes only. Nothing's monetized. I want you guys, if you can, I'm going to actually make this big, full screen. I want you guys to look at these two pictures of the same neighborhood. This is the California fire. Do you guys notice anything? Do you notice anything that's out of place? How this forest fire burnt this entire neighborhood, but perfectly boxed in and framed by unburnt trees. Interesting. So basically what I'm going to be doing is going to be asking questions. We're going to look at some footage. Here's some footage from someone escaping from the fire. Of course, all the brave men and women that are rushing into it. And, it's just a horrible situation. But look, do you guys notice anything? Look at all these trees. All these trees around the fire, yet they don't burn. Now, I'm not saying not all, but look at this. Telephone pole. Now that could be, a junction box, or not junction box, but one of those things called. Now look, all these buildings are burning and the trees aren't. So how is the fire jumping? Now I understand ambers fly around and they can go for miles. But wouldn't they burn the trees too? It's like all of these buildings that burnt. Now see, this is SNR and the story's on page 13. It's very interesting. Okay, so does that look like any normal fire? That looks more intense than 9/11 was. I'm scrolling through here. But I just, okay, this video, if you go to the website that I was telling you about, hold on, what am I doing here? You can listen to the testimony of residents that escaped and what they saw. What do we got here? Just little sections just burning all by themselves, which, that happens. But where is it? There it is. So this is a tree behind Walmart that exploded and is covered in blue light. Let's see. They talk about it, and they're saying that this is a beam. Now, supposedly, the DO laser beams are invisible, unless there's like smoke or something. But I don't know about some of these photos that have the beam, as they say. It could be a refraction in the lens. But the fact that there's no fire. Now here's the tree lit up blue. They were able to catch pictures of it right before it exploded. They said it was blue light. Now there is blue. I mean, look at that. Right as it's exploding, the ground turns blue. I want to play the audio, but you need to just go to their site and check it out and listen to it, because it's aplaintruth.info, no spaces. Please go to their website and subscribe. All right. I'm just asking questions tonight, folks. I can't sleep. Now, does anybody see something here? Maybe a code to the, maybe I've been doing too much Q and looking at numbers, but does anybody see anything here? Anybody see anything? Leave it at that. Moving on. Just asking questions tonight, folks. Like I said, I just cannot sleep. Moving on. Helicopter shots. Yeah, I mean, we've all seen the footage, but I want you all to see the footage and listen to these questions. Let me go back. Sorry. Okay. Why is it doing that? Go back. There. Okay. Now, I can understand, an apartment complex or a business, there, cars are parked on the side of the road. I get that. But I want you to really look at this photo. Okay? If these cars were just parked on the side of the road, they wouldn't be parked in it like the way they are. Okay? But that's where they are. That's where they ended up. Now, it could have been the tires popped and they got out of the way for other people. There's that option too. I'm open-minded. I'm trying to look at every possible angle, but there's just a lot of questions. Moving on. Here's the next picture. Okay. So I'm thinking the same thing happened with the school bus. I don't even want to think about anybody on board that. But it looks like the tires pop and they're pulling over to the side. That's the only thing I can think of. But as the photos progress, right, okay, here's trees that were exploding from the inside out and melting. One reporter actually tried to pass off the reasoning that, bear with me, this was actually said. He said, okay, that fire found some openings in the ground and caught fire to the roots and burnt all the way up into the innards of the tree, all the way to the top. Okay. Don't you need oxygen to fuel a fire? How is fire going to travel underground through roots if it needs oxygen? Unless it's taking it out of, I don't know. That just doesn't sound right to me. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. By the way, if you're new to the channel, go down to subscribe and please hit the notification bell. I'm just trying to get to 1,000 so I can simplify my YouTube page and be able to let more people know about it. So if you could do that, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so trees are exploding from inside after fires had already passed through. Telephone poles also exploded from the inside out. Now, just keep going forward. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Cars are on fire. I get it. How? They look like this, don't they? Trail of Tears. Very similar. Okay. Now, these are just some of the other fires that were mysterious fires. Um, yeah. Now, this one, look at this. This is a multi-level carport. And shouldn't that floor be concrete? Or wasn't it? Look at this. That I can get. Chemical explosion. Blows chemicals everywhere. I get it. That makes sense. But that Santa Rosa fire? What popped that upside down amongst all the other vehicles in the previous fire? Look at this. This is all burnt. Yeah, I could see that being a fire, but everything else is fine around it. Now this makes sense. Cars going both ways, 2-lane road, and jam-packed. That makes sense. Now see, it's just how these objects that are burning. Now look at this. I'm going to stop right here. This is the Paradise Fire. Now, if all these cars, now we talked about the theory, you know, it got so hot that the tires popped and they pull over to the side. Makes sense, right? But looking at this, it's like they all pulled over first because it was so hot. But does anybody see something strange in this image? If it was a forest fire that burnt all of these cars right under the tree line, and you see the poles exploding, why is the trees right next to it still green? Why are all the trees around this area that just the cars and the telephone poles seem to burn up? It's just questions. Just questions. Moving on. Come on. There's talking behind this video, but I can't do that right now. All right, so there's another car. It's blowing out. Of course, that we talked about that. The school bus is the same images. Now, like I said, they're all pulling over. But when people left and they saw these cars, they saw people. They didn't see it at first. They didn't realize what they were looking at were remains of people that were burnt alive in their vehicles. What I'm asking now is, even though the tires were so hot due to this forest fire, now there was forest that burnt, don't get me wrong, that you would think, well, why don't they just run over to these trees? Because the trees didn't burn down. But yet metal, aluminum, steel, all this, you know, is melt. You got pools of metal and aluminum like lava, like this one right here. Look how far away the fire is in the background. Way back there. Let me go back to that. Way back there in the back, over the horizon, there's the fire. So how did this car start to catch fire directly on the edge of dead grass in a field? Am I misunderstanding physics and how things work? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Okay, moving on. Just asking questions tonight, folks. I cannot sleep. This is bugging me too much. Look at this car, this van. Looks like one I used to live in. It's all burnt out. All of the properties, you barely don't even see skeleton structures of these homes except for maybe some fencing and the concrete foundations. And it's all burnt out, yet look all around. Trees are untouched. This was a forest fire, right? Because I remember seeing some trees burn, but I didn't see where. Okay, but we're going to copy all this, or pass all this. Let's see here. All right. Hold on one second. Okay, so they're comparing. Okay, so this is a satellite image of this weird anomaly near California where all clouds that were coming towards California were like pushed away. And then the heat and everything created, look at that. Look at that. It looks like the Nike swoosh. Weird cloud patterns that were being seen. I'm going to stay away from all the conspiracy stuff. I'm just asking questions tonight. Oh, that's cute. Hold on. So this right here, this is an effect that can happen from lightning. Now, if you look, these strong, healthy green leaf trees, which need a full trunk to transport that oxygen and moisture and water to feed the tree, is vaporized. It's hollowed out and set on fire. And if you look at this one to the right, that is basically like a lightning strike. Okay? I don't think it is. Now, hold on now. This could be examples. I mean, this is just insane. Out in the middle of nowhere, and then they get hit. But there is something that, like I said, I don't want to get into the conspiracy thing, but you can't ignore it. Now, this is them trying to explain the fire tornadoes. Granted, there are fire tornadoes, or fire-nados, or whatever you want to call them. But the one that they caught, one of the ones that they caught, stood in the same spot for like 5 to 10 minutes. Didn't move. I mean, it was spinning, but it didn't move. It was like as if though God was up there with a magnifying glass and was going at one spot. Let's see, that's the satellite imagery. Okay, here's another one. Green plant life, mailbox. Everything else is fried. But all the trees around that property are untouched. Okay? You see why I'm having trouble going to bed tonight? All right, so we'll move on. That's the main fire from satellite. There's so much information that you need to go to that site, the site, and watch the whole video and listen to the interview from the people that were there. Okay? Now we're gonna look at some more photos. Okay, this is the town. If you look, these trees are black, like they burnt because it got really hot. These were businesses, and it's just barely rubble. Barely rubble. Of course, this tree is a little scorched. I'm not saying all the trees are untouched. There were forest fires, but all of these buildings and homes and establishments that burnt down. It's the look right here. Look all along this. Okay, look over here. I like to think I have common sense. Right here. Look at this tree. This is dead wood tree. That's a dead tree, but it didn't catch fire. That's like kindling. That's a big kindling plant right there. Gone. I mean, it would have been gone. It's moving on. Don't even want to go there. FEMA was there. Yeah, no. All right, breaking news. Not doing that. Okay, that's how many fires there were if you weren't fully aware. Okay, I gotta hit play. That's a lot of fires. We'll leave it at that. I want you guys to all do this research yourself and go down the hole yourself. I mean, look at this. There's no plant life there, yet this is burnt. Look, does this not look like the bottom of your grill after a cookout? And grills get really hot because you got a lid on it, right? You hold the heat. Where's the lid? How are you going to incinerate? My family, we had our house burned down. And it was pretty bad, but not even like this. I mean, ridiculous. Look at this, folks. Seriously, all of these buildings burnt, but look, what do you see? What do you see? Look at this. All of these houses are completely burnt to ash. Look, there's a wall. That one actually survived. Look, one wall. All of that. Look at the trees. I mean, this one, it's blackened, but it's still there. What happens when you put logs in a fire? They turn to ash. So how is it metal and all this other crap that we build buildings with, there's nothing left? There's nothing left. Yeah, exactly. That's my opinion. Now, it's kind of going slow. Beautiful, lush trees. But look over here. That whole building's gone. This over here is gone. This over here is just white powder. This is all, look, all these trees are green. All these trees are green. White ash, mobile home park, white ash. Trees, green, green, green. I mean, seriously, people. Answer in the comments below. Please help me understand how this makes sense. All I could think of is a verse in a Bible, but I don't know which verse it is. I couldn't tell you. I'm not. Now, what is this? I want to know who lives here. I want to know who this person is right here. They got a nice little pond or something, maybe a trampoline. I don't know what that is. Looks like a fire pit. Look at that. Everything else. Jesus loves them. God bless them if they survive, but hopefully it has to do with faith. This one, the yard's burnt, okay. They probably watered your houses down because that's what you're supposed to do. But look at all that and the green trees. Okay, so here's some that burnt. It was probably because they're surrounded by buildings. They just couldn't deal with it. It had to burn. Folks, I need help. I need help understanding how this happens. And 2 years, or not even 2 years in a row, in California, basically. All right, so this is just devastating. Devastating. Moving on. But look at that, right down the line. Perfect line. Let's see what else we got here. Now, people, seriously, just look. That's all I'm asking. I'm just saying, look. Do you see something wrong with this forest fire? Do you see anything that just doesn't feel right in your gut? You're like, something's not right. Do you see it? Do you see how this car or trailer burn out? How this is burnt down to the ground? This as well, and how heavily surrounded by trees they are. Something feel right? No, I don't think so. Moving on. Once again, if you're just joining me, a plaintruth.info on YouTube. You can watch this video with audio. Look at this, folks. I mean, come on. Put on that common sense cap real quick for me. I need to feel like I'm not alone on this. Okay, folks. Come on. Seriously, look at this and please explain. Please explain. I'm feeling really like Bizarro Land, you might say. Let's go back. Come on. Bring it up. All right. Look at all the fire. Look at that. Where did it come from? Where did it come from, people? Where did the fire come from? Is it a special kind of fire? I think I know it. I mean, I have my ideas. I'm not going to say it. I'm just asking the questions tonight. But look at all of this fire. Let's see if it goes around. Now, I would say the fire could be way back on the behind the camera. But still, how did the fire jump to just from house to house, car to car, without damaging most of the, if 99% of the trees? Now, the ones on the hilltops, yeah. The big ones they showed on the news as people are leaving and stuff. Yeah, those were forest fires. Let's keep going. Look at this, folks. Do you see something wrong? This is killing me. I mean, I shouldn't say it that, but anything happens, or if I turn to ash, investigate. And these poor people that volunteer to go in to try to do the recovering of the bodies, and they've stopped. Look at this. How does fire burn a bridge? It's got concrete to drive over. The heat was so hot, it melted the road and warped the I-beams. Do you know how hot that has to get? You have to be in a contained, like the stove, or not stove, but the grill. Remember with the lid? You got to keep it tight and closed in to do something like that. How does that happen in the open air? All right, moving on. I mean, fire does damage. I get it. But I don't know. I want to show you all that, but I don't want to go crazy. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, there were forest fires, but I am asking the question of, oh, this is a really good ending on the video, and they do it to Phil Collins. Let's see. Trying to, so these are all the people in the tents. Hey, what's this? Paradise Lost. So anyway, saving the world will be industrialized civilization. It's our responsibility to bring this about. Yep, we know. Hold on, let me find the other section. Look at this. Fine. Turn to dust. Look at the boat. It's just dust. Folks, I want you to share this, and I want you to go to aplaintruth.info, and I want you to share this video with people, the full video. If you watch this and you listen to the interviews with the victims of the Paradise Fire. Now, so look at that. That's the forest fire I was talking about. This, yeah, that's forest fire. But all these properties, that's what I'm questioning. It just doesn't make sense. And there's a whole bunch of other questions too. Look at that. All those fires were going on. All this stuff is going on worldwide. This definitely forest fires, these two. There were. I never said there wasn't. I just said the buildings that burnt down, all the cars, if you look at them, there's trees framing all of them that aren't burnt. Okay? That is the question I'm asking. I'm not even going to go into all these theories that are in this video. But folks, look at this. The entire neighborhood, except for all the green trees, all scattered throughout. Let me get big here. All right, so this plane you see, it's a real thing. It's real. Look it up. That's all I'm going to say. And check it out for yourself. do the research. I don't want to I just follow the rabbit. Follow the rabbit, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Now, this right here, now we talked about, I'm going to pause this. We've talked about the other shots. I will say, yeah, it could be lens flare. But this right here, that is definitely not a lens flare. Then that is a different type of explosion. That's like a welding torch explosion. That is done with directed energy. That's like a lightning strike almost, because when there are explosions, you can see fire and smoke and orange and stuff. This is pure white light heat, or yeah, pure white heat. I don't know where that photo is from, but you know, anything could be Photoshopped these days. But I just, another reason why I don't sleep at night when he knows what much as I know. Moving on, we're gonna hit play. This right here, I'm trying to be realistic, folks. This right here could be a transformer exploding, and of course you have that light, which a lot of these. Okay, this is a great example. Geoengineeringwatch.org. These are like the photo right here in the middle. This is actually from the California fire this past week. This one below with the light coming down and just that single little tiny fire right there makes you wonder. These right here I have not seen up close, or blown up. I don't know. This right here, big gigantic explosion, still could be a lens flare. Now, there's a news article from, I think, NASA, where they talk about lasers and how you can't see them, which I totally get. I work with lasers and lights, and without some type of smoke or fog, you can't see the beam. Now, I don't know. This right here, this could be Photoshopped, but I'd have to run it through an analysis, and I'm just not even going to bother with it. But the fact, common sense, surrounded by all this lush green, and this little fire in the middle of nowhere. And supposedly a bunch of them, more than 10 of them, all popped up at the exact same time. You have to listen to the audio on this in this video, folks. Now, this, I have no idea. This, I don't know what to think of. This right here, I can tell you, is a lightning strike. And that's where it can explode the tree from inside, because it comes down. And what happens is, and they've mentioned in other videos, that a tree cannot be x-rayed because it has two layers. You've got your outer bark layer and then your internal core trunk. And what happens is when an x-ray penetrates a tree, it ricochets and starts bouncing around inside. And at the same time, heating it up, microwaving the inside. So, so that's why they're unable to do x-rays to see what the inside of a core is, count the rings and all that stuff. But what it does is it heats it up, and boom, you got internal cooking, which they say is what basically happened to all these people that were found in their cars. Just a horrible way. And the fact that they're not dismissing, but they're stopping their search, and there's still thousands of people missing. And they literally stopped the search because it's all ash and dental, and they can't look up dental records because the dentist office is burnt down to ash. So they've kind of just thrown up their hands on that aspect. Here's this one. Like I said, I just don't know about that. It looks like a big explosion. Not like the other one with the spark lines, which look like a welding torch. These are compelling, but I just, that's the firestorm. That was in the video that you can see, but that stood there for like 5-10 minutes, it seemed like. Here, this one on the left, questionable. The one on the right could be a transformer. Okay. Of course, all these developers. Supposedly, there was a developer that paid every student, janitor, and teacher in the schools of Paradise $1,000 a piece before the fire happened. Moving on. Interesting. Must be real metal. I don't know. Let's see. And the rest gets kind of, yeah. So we'll leave it on the sunset. And then we come back here. Folks, a lot of questions. A lot of questions. I want to hear from you guys. If you guys were involved or lived in the area or involved in the fire and you got out, I want you to contact me. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your side. We'll have you on the air and take some questions or something. But anybody that was there, if you want to tell your story, get in contact with me, Doc Skinner at 1028 Productions, DOCSKINNER at 1028productions.com. Email me and we'll discuss and then go from there. I would ask anybody that could please explain the sensibility in these photos and explain how it could naturally have happened that way, how all those trees in the forest fire stayed unburned. And anybody that tries to explain to me, I think you're going to be probably full of baloney. But try, do your best. I'm interested. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to say thank you to plaintruth.info for putting together a great video and getting the truth out. If you could please contact me, not send me a red flag letter, but send me an email with contact. I would like to talk to you because you've been putting out some amazing videos on the Paradise Lost series. I would like to be able to re-air it or repost it. But great job. So everybody, please go to plaintruth.info on YouTube and subscribe, hit on the notification bell, and follow their Paradise Lost series. It's pretty intense. Well, we're living in crazy times, folks. Crazy times. All right. So I don't see nobody. I think everybody's asleep. I think that's what that is. So I'm gonna go try to get some sleep. But I was laying in bed and this was just bugging me to no avail. And my dogs weren't really answering me back. Of course, I feel like that right now with this. So anyway, message me. Tell me what you might know what's going on or any explanations to these quandaries, these pondering questions. I like some answers. Is that wrong? All right. Once again, if you're new to the show, I'm on Tuesday and Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I've got an amazing list of guests lined up. Please be sure to subscribe down below, hit the notification bell, and we'll go from there. Oh, while we're here, might as well let you guys know that there are just continuous earthquakes. Let's just do this real quick. In the past 2 hours since I was on last, Loyalty Islands have had 5.1, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, Sicily, Italy, 2.1, Loyalty Islands, 5.2, 5.0, 4.6, 5.0, 5.2, 5.1, 5.2. Wow. Another one, 5.0, 5.2, 5.2. And then Central California got hit by a bunch of threes. Or no, it got hit by a 3.2. Chile, 3. The Ring of Fire is not messing around, folks. Q mentioned D5, December 5th. Some big things were going to happen. We got closure of our government, closure of Wall Street, all a new national holiday for President Bush because he's being buried today. Bank closings, earthquakes all over. Tsunami warnings. Okay, so then in Venezuela, 4.7, south of Fiji, a 4.6, 4.7, Loyalty Islands, 4.4, Chile, 4.1, Kyrgyzstan, 3.4, south east of Loyalty Islands, 5.2. It's following, it's going up the ring of fire. It's going up the line. It really is. It's this one chunk of land in Indonesia. It's like a bubble that's just going way over, and this is insane. But December 5th has in store many surprises for us. Some not all surprises. Some people, Q's a Q. I think he's a time traveler. How could somebody know all the news minutes or months before and just nail it each time? If you don't know about Q, I'm gonna give that little shout out right now. Go to just no www, just QMAP, QMAP.pub, publish. PUB is for publish. Let's see if he's posted anything. December 5th. Oh, wow. I don't have any decoding videos or anything yet. I'm not going to try to be a big decoder, but the latest Q post, he has given a link, and he says, I think it's about the hearings and everything that were going to happen today that they postponed due to the government shutdown and the funeral. Q writes, postponed. Well played, DS. Please allow us to counter. Q. Oh, this it's like living in a Da Vinci Code movie, folks. If you don't know about Q, get on the train, check it out, and follow the rabbit down the hole and enjoy. He's making it fun for you, folks. He really is. Q, I can't wait for the big reveal. Not my show, but the big reveal of who Q really is. And there's plenty more. Just check out qmap.pub. Okay? All right. I think that's about it. Like I said, put your comments in below. I know I'm not alone on this with these same questions. I want to hear your 2 cents. Other than that, I'm going to call it. Let's see, I'm off the shares. No more screen grab. It's just me. We're going to get off YouTube. And I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see what craziness goes on. But I'm going to be watching like a watchman on the wall. Doc Skinner, I'm out.